everybody, welcome back to some more Minecraft, and today we are going to be doing the Create mod. The Create mod allows you to transfer rotational force in order to power machinery. So like over here we can set this rotation speed to 96 rotations per minute, and as you can see we got the cogs spinning. And in order to make sure your machines are running, there are these things called stress units, which is kind of just like energy. It's basically how much you can take before it stops working. So if I were to just like get a bunch of stuff, you can see if I have the mechanical pump, it will say 4 times RPM. So it will use 4 times the stress units than the RPM. Now something to know is that there's actually 3 main ways to generate stress units, as I can tell. Let me just get cog wheel really quickly. There is the hand crank, which can just be manually rotated and generate 256 stress units. Very neat, very neat. Hold up, I need to get... Okay, sorry about that. I decided to get some sails. There's the windmill, which I can kind of build up a bit. And then I can just activate it. And there, it starts spinning very slowly, but the more sails you add on to it, the faster it spins. And then finally, we got the water wheels, which are pretty neat. You just put flowing water under them, over them, to the side of them, whatever. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. And then they'll just spin and generate a pretty neat amount of stress units. There are also these really cool fluid containers and these fluid pumps that allow me to like transfer water and all that. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to fill up. So yeah, that's really neat, and that can be used to do a lot of really cool stuff. But I think most importantly, they can be used to make steam engines, which are really cool. You put water into them, you got heat at the bottom, and they'll just start generating heaps of rotational force and stress units. So let's talk about how to make these. First, let's just get like 4 campfires, and then we'll get some fluid tanks and bring them up here. So now you got this like 2x2x2. You can make it pretty much any size you want. But I think it's just better to have this. And then we're just gonna get an infinite water source over here. Just like that. We are going to attach that to a pump. And then to actually make this a steam engine, we put a steam engine on top. And as you can see, it changed the texture, and we get all this like extra info about it. Boiler status, idle, size 2 notches, water 0, heat 1. So yeah, that's all very important stuff to know. So I just put a few more steam engines on this. All we need to do is we just need to attach shafts to them, and yeah, they'll kind of make this neat orientation. Now me personally, I like to use these things called encased chain drives. They're really nice. They have some practical use. Not really in steam engines. I just think they're good aesthetically. But then what you're going to want to do is come to this little cog that you hopefully place next to this pump and build out 2 shafts, and like you can put on the chain drive, and then you get a mechanical belt and attach it to both of those by just simply right clicking each shaft. And now we're basically done. We just need an external way to start powering this. So I'm going to be using a hand crank, and it will hopefully start powering itself. Okay, it stopped. So what that tells me is that we need to make this a large cog and put that down a bit so that it diagonally connects to this, because what will happen is that this will spin, and then that will double the speed of it, so that hopefully we get some faster water pumping. Let's see if it worked. I mean, it looks like water's being pumped in, but it looks like it's gonna stop. It hasn't stopped yet. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and it still hasn't stopped. So I think it's safe to say it's pretty effective. So we're going to attach a speedometer and a stressometer to see what we got. Okay, so it looks like it's going at 16 RPM just directly from these engines. And looks like it's only using, well, actually not that much, like, I don't know, quick math, 5%? No. Yes? So yeah, this is a pretty cool way to build a steam engine, and it's also somewhat early game friendly. I would recommend using other power sources though, because it is a bit cost expensive. You know, like it'd just be better if you just got enough stuff to make, I don't know, a windmill powerful enough. But that's not why you're here. You're here for the big boys. These are called blaze burners, and they are really hot. So we're going to make a better steam engine with them. So first I just kind of put just 8. I like to leave the center empty. It just kind of makes stuff easier for me. And then I like to make a 3x3x6 fluid container. Then I'm going to put 9 steam engines at the top. Make an infinite water source and pump it into the steam engine. And then I'm going to use this thing called a vertical gearbox so I can transfer the force downward. And then I can apply a large cogwheel to this. And one thing to note is that I'm going to be using lava as the primary fuel source for our blaze burners. So I'm going to show you how to automate that. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have said automate because I've tried it before and it would not work for some reason. I think I just have a goofy computer. But so what we're going to do is we're going to get this depot and then put a spout over it by shift right clicking it. Then we're going to get a brass funnel, I think it's called. Yeah, and then we're going to go to this filter here and just put a empty bucket on it. Now, as I said, my game was just a bit goofy when I tried to automate the lava, so I'm just going to be using this creative fluid tank. But normally what you'd be doing is you'd be making a bunch of cauldrons and putting dripstone into them that would fill them with lava, and then pumping all that lava into the depot. So right now we are just going to grab some lava, put it into the creative tank, and then just connect that to our steam engines. Okay, so now what we got is we got this mechanical arm. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift right click this depot, and it should say take items from depot. And then you're just going to shift right click all your blaze burners. Make sure it says deposit. And then you're going to shift right click this brass funnel. And then you're just going to place it down right here. Then we're going to place a large cogwheel diagonally of it, so like right there. And we're just going to connect that to this little pump. Now you just have to put a bucket on the depot, get something to start it up. There we go. Then just wait a bit. It should just run on its own. I actually made a mistake here, so we're actually gonna break like 3 of these. We're gonna get a, what is it called? An andesite casing. We're gonna put a large cogwheel here, connect it to a small cogwheel, then put a large cogwheel on that, then put a casing on this first large cogwheel, and put a small cogwheel under that. Then I guess just, I don't know, like a large cogwheel. I went ahead and did the same on the other side. So now, if we just give that some force to start off with. Yeah, now we're going. I think the mechanical arm is tweaking. Oh. Okay, so what happened is that large cogwheels have a limit to how fast they can spin. So I went past that limit and it just kind of broke. So I'm going to do that. Going to do that. So yeah, this is the new design. Fix this if you're taking this as a tutorial. And now we can put on the motor or whatever. Wait for it to start up. And hopefully it's working. Yeah, it's working now. Neat. So I think I made it a bit too big. I think you could get rid of like 1 layer of blocks here, but other than that, yeah, fully functional steam engine. And before we go, I would just like to say it means a lot to me if you could hit subscribe. And also, if you enjoy videos like this, please leave a like and tell me anything you'd like to see in the future. I mean, like, there's just so much cool stuff to show you about Create Mod. Like, there's even an add-on that lets you make electricity. I mean, how cool is that? But anyway, have a great day. Yeah. Bye.